We are live with Worldwide News with Larry and Steve. Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Real Arsenal Talk. Rat, Stephen, please.
Rat TV.
That wasn't Stephen calling me a rat, by the way. That was just him very excited about the name of the podcast. I hope.
Look, how's your arm, by the way? By the looks of it, you're just flapping it around like a big trunk.
I mean, I can move it, but obviously the wrist is still painful. Every now and again, I feel like a movement in the wrist, and I hear a click.
Can you make a fist of things, or
like, oh, matron? That it actually hurts. So it's gonna be a lot of work after the cast is off, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll survive. I'll live. Unlike Mikel Arteta, if he has another season like this. That's the only way I could segue into that, by the way. That was a shit segue. I'm sorry.
Can I make an observation? You look really like high in spirits. Is there any reason? Is that because the pressure's off, or?
I think one more win.
Stop it! You look a bit miserable now.
No, I think one more win.
Oh shit! It's just because you're talking about Arsenal. It's misery, Euro.
I know. Literally, just sort of like it colours my face in misery. But no, I think the pressure is off. One more win, that's pretty much guaranteed second,
which we won't get.
Which you probably won't get. Even though there was, teams did us favours this week, apart from Newcastle and Chelsea, they didn't slit each other's throats, which is not good.
No.
But at least we managed to sneak a draw out of Anfield.
Yeah, man.
I mean, in the circumstances, I'll take it, and I'll walk away with that.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'll break even on that one. No problem.
Man.
How did you find it? How did you find the game, the lead up to the game? Because, pundits and social media.
Yeah, I mean, we said from the start that it was going to be a difficult, especially obviously with the fact that Mikel came out and said he was going to do the Guard of Honour, which a lot of pundits were coming out saying, don't do it, they shouldn't do it, they've already had the Guard of Honour, blah, 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 blah. But
we said, didn't we? It would look so terrible this season. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. And
Skelly didn't clap, did he? I sent you the link, didn't I? I was videoing it because I thought, wow. And he wasn't clapping, and then obviously everyone's picked up on it, haven't they?
There was a video from the crowd just as soon as the Liverpool players walk out of the tunnel, and you can see him clapping. It's not like, hey, my favourite comedian.
Doesn't he just have his hands together and he's rubbing them together as though he's doing it? It's like
you can just see him do this, but like again, it's literally, can you see my hand move? It's not even worth mentioning as a movement, but not to the point where I'll be like, oh my god, as if he didn't clap. Technically, he clapped. All right, but and the thing is, how if it turns out that he didn't officially clap, I don't want to really delve too deep into this thing, but how did you see that, again, in the context of everything? And obviously, social media blowback is always going to be a thing, so
it's like, I understand, I mean, it's a lack of respect initially, but he has his own opinion. It's like taking a knee, it's like singing the national anthem. I think it's your personal choice, and he's obviously hurting. He's obviously young, he's immature. I don't know. It's a tricky one, really. I think obviously as a mature adult, you probably would think that it's the right thing to do. But as a young kid growing up, he's seeing what Liverpool have done. He's probably hurting. You don't know. I don't know. How do you see it? Do you think it's wrong, right? I don't know. Is there a right or wrong answer?
I mean, I don't. First of all, I don't really think there is a right or wrong answer, to be honest. It's just on the perception of the fans. As a Liverpool fan, you're going to take that offensively. As an Arsenal fan, you're going to think, well, like you said, he is hurt and he's a young lad. First full-ish season. I mean, he didn't have 100% full season because he came in a bit later, but he's had near enough of a good chunk of a season to prove himself, or to be out there. So yeah, he's poured a lot of sweat and and tears into his tenure at Arsenal so far. So yeah, it's gotta hurt for a young lad. It's gotta hurt. So close. And again, the thing is, because we are obviously older, considerably older than Miles Lewis-Skelly is. You know, we've, especially in the terms of Arsenal, we've seen this type of stuff before. We've had tears at the beginning, and then you sort of like, you know, you just sort of go, I'm immune to this now. But yeah, he's a young lad. I don't think the way that he was made out in the media and through the fans, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's deserved, to be honest. You know, like you said, you chalk it up being young. Next season, if Arsenal are the winners and whoever gives us the Guard of Honor don't clap, you know, we can't say shit.
No.
So, you know, I don't think it should have been made as big of a thing as it ended up being, to be honest.
It potentially could have been. The fact is that we are second. If we were like 6, like Chelsea or whatever, then it might not have been sort of discussed as much.
Yeah,
but because we're second, we are hurting. The media have made obviously a massive thing about it. But yeah, it was one of those things. I think everyone had moved on. They're more talking obviously about Trent, and I think that was the biggest talking point.
We will definitely get to that for sure, because I thought that was hilarious as well. But yeah, I mean, you know, the closest rivals to Liverpool all season, and the only ones really that looked to mount any sort of challenge against them, and then obviously we fell off. But so yeah, it's, you know, everything has to be taken in context. You can't just be like, oh, you know, this specific match. No, just think about the story of the season up until this point. You know, what have we just gone through last week? You know, we went through one of the, you know, worst matches. One of the biggest matches that carried, you know, one of the biggest sort of benefits at the end, or, you know, trophies or whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to ask you, because obviously, you know, I know you sent me it, but I didn't know how you saw that whole situation. But I'm glad that we're in agreement, and there isn't any sort of like, oh, fucking, I can't believe Lewis-Skelly didn't know that. It's like, all right, just relax. But I'm glad that we're in agreement, and everything, you know, by the end of the match, it all became about, you know, Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
So now, paint me a picture of how much you enjoyed that. because it genuinely feels like the child has just slapped the parent. You know what I mean? That's the way that it feels like. And obviously I don't condone any sort of violence, especially kids on parents or whatever, or vice versa. I'm just saying it feels like that. And obviously the season that we've had against Liverpool this year, it's kind of like, fuck yes, the one thing that you did wrong, we're going to batter you for it. Do you know what I mean? We're going to banter you for it. And, well, fortunately for us, their own fans did that. So that was, you know, that was hilarious. But, you know, what do you think? What do you think of that?
Of the Trent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's so... What's the term for when, like, you know, they've won the league, yet they're still turning on one of their own sons effectively, because like he was been there since he's 6. So it's hard to really pass judgment, because of what he is doing. You just won the league. You should be ecstatic. You should be cheering all your players on regardless.
And he was a part of that all season.
Yes, everything. You know, he's won everything with them, hasn't he? And it's just so ironic that they're actually booing one of their own. And yeah, it took quite a lot of pressure off us, I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, the second, and he was at fault for our second goal, I think, wasn't he? I think he gave the ball away or something, and
I wish he started the full match, to be honest, because he would have given us so many goals.
I don't really know what to say about Trent Alexander. You know, he was a great player, and what I thought, obviously, you know, we were talking last week about Skelly and the lack of pace. He's not that slow, but Trent's not quick, is he? Yet he gives so much, and I think potentially Skelly could be a similar sort of player where he's not quick, but going forward, etc., he kind of gives you more. But it's the other players around him that help and make Trent look good. But yeah, he does get exposed sometimes, doesn't he?
I mean, Lewis-Skelly, his defensive work rate is unparalleled, especially when you compare him to Alexander-Arnold. And as much as defensively he is a weakness for Liverpool and has been for a long time, the moments that he's contributed with, you know, it's shameful from the Liverpool fans to boo someone like that. You know what I mean? He won them the Champions League with that genius of a pass, quick thinking. He won them the Champions League.
Yeah.
You know, there's no debate about that.
He wins so many games. I mean, didn't he set up? He set up Salah's equaliser, didn't he, for when they played us earlier on in the season?
Yeah, and the thing is, how many times has he done that for Salah? How many crosses has he chipped in? Even when he had that stint in midfield as well, when Klopp was trying to test him out, he's a very, very good technical player, and I don't see him being a fullback at Real Madrid. I think he's going to be in that inverted role.
He's the quarterback, isn't he?
He has to be. He has to be, because Tchouaméni, I watched him against. I watched the El Clasico a couple of days ago, and yesterday, wasn't it? Was it yesterday?
That's right. Yeah.
Yesterday, was it?
Yeah. Getting back, just quickly, getting back to that. You sent me a message saying it was 4-2. I think you said it was, wasn't it?
It was 4-3 by the end.
It was 4-3 in the end, yeah. And I was watching, I thought, 4-3 to who? Because Mbappe, that was right, because you said 4-2, and I thought, well, Mbappe's got a hat-trick, and I asked you if it's all over the title, but surely if that's the case, then Madrid must have won 3-2 or something, but I don't know, I was getting confused, and then obviously I looked at it, I thought, 4-3.
So it was 2-0.
It was 2-0, then 4-2.
Madrid, yeah. So Mbappe's, the first goal, by the way, which I have major problems with, right, because they never showed a replay. I think it was 100% offside. Never showed a replay of that. Didn't even show the VAR check, even though VAR checked it. And they showed all the other replays for all the other goals. So that was a bit questionable. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. Scored the second goal. That's where I thought, right, this is the end for Barca. But then they just put a massive comeback. And honestly, what an exciting team to watch, by the way. Like, I was speaking with my dad as well, because he's a Barcelona fan. And he was just like, it's a shame they got knocked out of the of the Champions League, because they are so good to watch.
Yeah,
like the unbelievable team to watch.
I think they were like City a few years ago. It was just so good,
so fluid. Yeah. And I think all they're missing is genuinely two defenders, two centre backs, and they would be better than the Guardiola team, wouldn't they? I would have thought. Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously they had Messi, and Messi he wasn't even at his peak. Kind of at his peak with Pep.
Ronaldinho.
But Yamal was just... Yeah.
He was great.
Yamal was absolutely fantastic against Madrid. But with that's where I see Trent and Tchouaméni and Camavinga. Obviously, I've seen them in quite a bit this season, Champions Leagues and a bit of La Liga as well, because Albanian TV, we get that. And I haven't been that impressed with either one, so that's why I feel like they'll be pushed into that defensive role, and then Trent, just pulling the strings for Bellingham and Mbappe and Vinny, who, by the way, had just one of the worst games a football player could ever have.
Who's that?
Vinicius Junior.
Did he set up Mbappe as one of the? He set up Mbappe's third goal. So should I say, yeah.
Right at the end, and he had two chances before that to pass the ball, and he just. He was so ball greedy, and he missed them both. Very weak. So,
is Alonso going there next season? Is it already sort of signed or not?
It hasn't been confirmed. I think all but confirmed, because he gave his farewell speech, didn't he, to Leverkusen and Jack out and stuff.
All I saw was Ancelotti's going to be the Brazil coach or something, stuff like that.
I didn't realize that was confirmed, because that's been a rumor for a while. I didn't realize. But if it is, that'd be quite good to see. Ancelotti doing that with Vinicius Junior again, obviously. So, but yeah, in terms of our match, the whole Trent thing, it's a bit of a shame, really, and I know a lot of pundits came out in defence of Trent as well. And to be fair, us as opposition fans, if we're coming out in defence, then that just means the Liverpool fans are completely and totally wrong.
Yeah, the box stand there.
Yeah, he literally won everything with them and for them. So it's like, what are you mad for? He literally just gave you the money. He's like, there you go. I'm just going to go now. See you later. Be happy. Just
bizarre. It was a bizarre moment, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, wow, what on earth are they doing that for? But like you say, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and that's what it's all about.
True, and I think you sort of alluded to this, was him coming on and the crowd booing. I think that was the turning point in the match. Even though we'd already scored by that point, but him coming on, I think that sort of turned it on its head, because I think Liverpool fans and players are just checked out from the football match, because why wouldn't you? So what they're going to do, they're going to concentrate on Trent. But
100%.
He could have put that energy into going after Saka or Martinelli, and then really derailed us, But anyway, I mean, the match itself, I'll be honest, You already know because I've told you about it. But obviously for the listeners, I didn't watch the first half because I was watching El Clasico. It was just such a better entertainment. It really was, and yeah, there was nothing at stake for us really. What do you think of the match, Stevie?
Yeah, first half, first 15, 20 minutes, we were just at our usual dominating of the ball, and the same old problems resurfaced up front. You know, a couple of chances, people hanging on the ball. No, sorry. What am I talking about?
Sorry, what are you saying? Are we talking about the same thing here?
Rewind.
There you go.
No.
Anyway, as you were saying.
So, you know, we are great going forward, and yes, we've got a great strike force. But no.
Well, the Power Rangers strike force, because that's a good show as well. It's the only strike force we have.
Seriously, no. Yeah, if you didn't watch it, you didn't miss much. But for the first 15 minutes, we were okay. Obviously, my mate Saka, you know, have you seen the miss yet?
Yeah, I saw that was my first point, that because I watched some of the highlights and that was my first point. I mean, firstly though, that free kick routine was genius.
Fantastic.
Was genius. The way that the Liverpool players fell for it, you know, they were hooked, mate. The way that they got baited was unreal to watch, and it's just a shame that Saka didn't put that in. And he should have put that in. He should have put that in because that was just a terrible miss. Again, it's like shades of PSG, and it's like, are you kidding? Dude, this is what we need you for. We have no one to score, and you can't even score an open goal, almost. Anyway, are you kidding me? Anyway,
I think of all the players that we were linked with, you know, whether it's Mbeumo or Semenyo
for me.
Any one of those type of players putting that ball in the back of the net.
I agree,
and he's getting a bit of flack. I think is our old Bukayo in the social media, and obviously the mainstream media as well. He's getting a bit of flack. So it's about time he sorts himself out. I know we've relied on him for so long, and he has been a great servant. But I do think that he struggled of late. Now, I don't know whether that's him believing his own hype or Lamine Yamal comparisons, whatever. That's never going to happen. But is it because we're missing a couple of other, and all the pressure's on him? I don't know, but he grew into the game. Obviously, I don't know if you saw the second half. He did play a bit better in the second half. He was a bit more involved, but it's a lot of our players tend to hold on the ball far too long, and right at the very end, I don't know if you saw the Odegaard chance when he had Zinchenko outside of him in a far better position. And again, it's the intelligence of the footballers. You look at Liverpool, he would have been played in very nicely, and then probably Zinchenko might have squared it back across for an easy tap in. And I just think there's a lot of, I don't know whether that's pressure, I don't know whether that's just the lack of their own intelligence as a footballer, but it's a bit unlike Odegaard, because he normally does play people in. He maybe just thought, it's Zinchenko. If it had been, I don't know, Martin,
Sterling.
Sterling. I'd have given me if it was Sterling, wouldn't he know him? But no, I was a bit surprised. You know, we did have a chance to win it, and I think there's a stat that Liverpool have never lost at home ever if they've been 2-0 up at half time, which is a fucking amazing stat.
That's crazy. It's
when
you
massive,
consider how long they've been around. That's insanity.
Yeah.
I think I mean, it's difficult now at this stage to really go at players because, again, it's not like we're fighting for anything. So, but it has to be said that, you know, especially since the beginning of 2025, we have been fucking terrible. You know, we've had some good moments, but are those the outliers? I think so. Because, you know, we can't have... How many matches have we had since the beginning of 2025? What is like 15 matches? Something like that? 16 matches, whatever it is? Like in the league? Something like that?
Something
about that?
Yeah.
Roughly, anyway. Plus the Champions League on top of that. I mean, apart from the sort of the Real game, we haven't really been convincing enough.
No.
So at this point, it's like, it's like beating a dead horse, really, isn't it? It's the end, whatever. Just get us to the finishing line. Again, sorry about the analogy with a dead horse, because how is he going to get us to the finishing line? I'm going to carry that motherfucker. But so yeah, with Odegaard, you know, I'm rapidly rapidly disappointed by him because of his lack of performances recently, and not even just performances, just the fact that he's the captain and he's not bringing that team. Don't
get me wrong. I was watching it and I was crying out for it, and I was sat there, whether it was the first half, second half, I was saying, fucking shoot, for fucking crying out loud. And no one seems to want to shoot. They're in decent positions. There's no one closing them down. They're just outside the box. I'm thinking, just for fucking shoot. And in the end, he eventually shot, and obviously great save, Mourinho with the diving header. But I just thought if they'd have done it more often, then obviously he got too big for his boots towards the end, and he shot when he should have passed. And this is the thing about footballers: they shoot when they should pass, and they pass when they should shoot. And that's the most frustrating aspect of Arsenal at the moment. Now, whether that's down to, we haven't got the right players in the right positions, injuries, alike, but I'm hoping and praying that this transfer window rectifies everything that we've been speaking about, and the omens are pretty good. But what we see in the media, that who we linked with and who we kind of 90% certain that we're going to get, it's all too little, too late, isn't it? Is that just to appease the fans? Look, we're going to sign him. We're signing him. We've had a shit season.
Yeah, it's not gonna really heal us from the disappointment of this season by saying, oh look, we got him straight away or whatever it is. And I don't even think it's like 100% confirmed with Zubimendi, for example. So it's
and party stats are better than his, which
I know. It's. Let's give the guy a chance, and as long as he signs for us, let's give him a chance. He's a player that Arteta wants. There must be a reason why he's after that particular style. But I think with especially like you said, just going back on the first half, I did watch the highlights, and it's a shame that we start off so well in matches, and I don't know what happens. We literally just found out, throughout a match progression, or is it just the plan of the opposition? Like, you know what, let them carry on for like 15, 20 minutes, tire themselves out, and then we'll just go at them. That sometimes frustrates me because I don't understand it. Like, I don't get, in terms of the brain of the footballer, going back to what you said about football intelligence, yes, okay, the manager told you to do one thing, but again, for example, Odegaard, you're the captain. Surely you can, if you have football brain, to change a game if you can. You know what I mean? Okay, like Martinelli tried the other side, Saka tried the other side. I know we've said this before, but that's just a basic thing, like a small thing that can be done. Do you know what I mean? Or Martinelli, you go centre, Trossard, you go left, or whatever it is. Like, in-game management, especially from the captain, is just very disappointing. And I hope that it doesn't become something that we hang him for. Do you know what I mean? Or hang him with. But he really needs to step up his game, to be honest.
Odegaard,
yeah, Odegaard.
There's what I did notice, which is evident, and this is why Liverpool have won the league and we haven't, is just the speed in which everything happens. We are so slow, and this is the frustrating thing. And I know against 80-90% of the opposition, it does work. We like you said before, we're passing the opposition to death. But I think we are being found out, like you say. But everything just looks so laborious. Liverpool get the ball, and there's 3 or 4 players straight flying, and when we do it, wait one, and then it goes back to the middle, then it's back to the keeper, and I think surely this is either Arteta's plan or it's his. It's just his mindset, and that's what he wants. He just doesn't want to lose possession. And I was trying my hardest to figure out, when I was watching it, what the plan was. And all the plan was just not lose the ball. And not to win the game, just to don't lose the ball. And we straight away 2-0 down, and I'm thinking, we're not going to come back from this, but hey, luckily we did. But the general consensus is that the Liverpool do things far more quicker. And the old Arsenal used to do it under Wenger. We used to pass it excellently, so quick. And when we do it, we can hurt teams. Whether that's because we haven't got the players, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the Liverpool front three are just frightening.
Electric.
They have been for a very long time. Even the different iterations of Liverpool throughout the Klopp years, they've had some just terrifying wingers, and obviously Salah included in that. So, and kind of shows Robertson goes down the left, puts a cross in, Gakpo, boop, gets his head in there. Now, again, I only watch highlights, so I'm not going to start pointing fingers at who's to blame in terms of defenders, because Gakpo just looked like he was free. But from that smile, I'm guessing it was my boy Jakob. So tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, Stephen.
You're not wrong.
There you go. Damn it.
In all honesty, Jakob, your boy Jakob, he had a decent game. I was actually.
You keep sounding surprised. My boy Jakob, he's doing it big. He's doing it big.
He is. He's coming into his own. He is. My only concern is he's piss poor slow, right? Yeah. He is now, but
he's like a Koscielny, isn't he?
I think Koscielny was quicker personally, but he's like a Wenger.
With Koscielny's face, love it.
Yeah. He's technically he's not bad. He can pass a ball okay, but defensively he's just a bit shit. But he's all right, if you know what I mean. He's all right for a Carabao Cup first, second round, yeah. But he's not your starter in any Champions League or Premiership.
No, I don't think anyone from Arsenal or even Jakub Kiwior and his family really, think that he can start. They know that it's like, dude, you got to ride this luck that you're on right now. You need to ride this because it may not come again. So, and hats off to him. He's doing a cracking job. Like, in comparison to what he was, and which developed your hate for him, but he's come a long way, and it kind of reminds me of, remember when we were talking on WhatsApp and I mentioned we were talking about defenders, and I said Kusanov from Man City. Yeah, obviously he had one of the worst ever games ever, and that includes me playing in like school, and he had one of the worst games I've ever seen ever. And but again, the way
he was quick though, isn't he? He's quite quick. He's got speed. He's got speed. I think if you've got speed, you're halfway there. Yes, I know that if you've
he's strong as well.
Yeah.
I think is he Georgian? Is he Georgian or Kazakh? He's Kazakhstan, isn't
he? Something like that.
So, but I think that's a player that you need in your team who is strong like that. Not just physically, but even mentally. I mean, he comes from struggle. Kazakhstan, all that stuff. You know what I mean? He's coming from a poorer country, so it's like. He's going to have that hunger to prove himself, and he did that from that first game up until recently, because I don't know why City haven't put him on for a long time. He'd been very, very good, and that's a prospect, like a Kiwior style, but for next season, we can have someone like that on the bench, and I feel like I think that's a good reinforcement, because if you want a very good defender, you're going to spend a lot of money. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, then you're just gambling on some garbage at centre back, Mustafi, Socrates, Vermaelen.
Vermaelen had a good
shut up.
He was all right, Vermaelen.
Stop it. He was given the captaincy ban because there was no one else that wanted it. That's
I thought he was all right personally. I thought he was like a poor man's Jaap Stam, but extremely poor.
So I don't want him then. Just get me Jaap Stam's son, John Stam. Or is it Keir Stam? I don't know. Anyway.
Listen, getting back to the errors, it was just Liverpool's speed. Like I'm getting back to it, their speed is unbelievable. We were just still obviously half asleep. We were still in Paris because the way they're just sort of quick thinking, blah blah blah. Saka just Gene Saka, Ben White not knowing where he was, and Jakob obviously looking at their keeper. I don't know. It was just chaos.
Robertson shouldn't have had that much space down the right hand side. And I don't know where Ben White was, to be honest. Like genuinely in the highlight, I don't think I saw him. So I don't. Maybe the camera just cut him out. I don't know. It's conspiracy. He was never there. I don't know. But he shouldn't have had that much space because Robertson's got a good cross and he always has.
Yes.
It's not like he's just developed it. No, that's what he's known for. That's why Liverpool have been so good. So he shouldn't have had that much space. Yeah, obviously, again, do not leave Cody Gakpo or any sort of tall player in the center of your box. Don't let him free. Yeah, that was terrible defending. So
I didn't even know where Saliba was, to be fair, because Kiwior, I think it was Saliba, then Gakpo, then Kiwior, then Skelly, obviously was watching Salah at the back post.
Whose fault was it? Was it Saliba?
I think it was Raya's fault.
We'll blame Raya. It's fine.
He
It's
just
fine.
fell over again. He was blown over. Did you see? He would just sort of fall back. Yeah.
Oh, like, okay. Thanks for At least he reached his arm out. At least he attempted it.
The thing is, he doesn't have to move his hands that big.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And then obviously the second goal came immediately afterwards.
Right, listen, I kept sending you message after message about this. Why wasn't VAR looked at for Szoboszlai's potential offside? He looked very, very close to being offside him.
I'm going to have a look at the picture that you sent me, right? Because that is, the clearest picture that we have.
Yeah.
So,
But they didn't even check it. It was just straight on with it. I was expecting there's a VAR check, but do you know what I mean? It's pretty close, isn't it?
Okay, I think the only thing that I can think of, just nakedly looking at this picture, is that my boy Marino, I think it is. Is it Marino?
Yes.
I think my boy Marino, is just about holding him on, like Marino's toe nail.
It looks close, though, doesn't it? Come on.
Marino's toenail.
Yes.
It's
the hair of his toenail.
Wait, can I draw a line on here? I think I can draw a line. Hold on, people. I'm about to draw a line.
You doing your VAR check?
No, I was talking about line of coke. Just kidding. Right. Okay. So here we go. Let me draw a line. I'm gonna draw a line. Yeah, it's a straight line. It's a straight line.
Have you got your ruler out? But come on, no. On all series.
Seriously, that's not a good line. Come on.
That's shite. What the fuck?
No.
You've got a worm on your screen.
No. Look at the top bit. Not the bottom bit of the line, because the bottom bit of the line is squiggly.
I can't see.
Look at this bit up here.
That's probably what the VAR will do.
That's how they draw lines. That's how they draw a line on
Especially
WhatsApp.
on Liverpool.
The ref sends them a picture on WhatsApp and they draw a line on it. That's how they do it.
Obviously he's ahead of Skelly and he's ahead of, is that Saliba?
Yeah.
Right. So surely that must bring their attention to the fact that he's ahead of them two. Let's just check if he's ahead of the other one. But there was no check. It was not like, it's gone to VAR and it's an automated one straight away. It's just, I know we're looking at excuses, but it just seems to be that everything that they get, there's no check. It's like not even question, no one even, look at the Saka strangulation by Robertson. Nothing.
Yeah. I think, that should have...
They didn't even mention it, and then obviously the foul on Lewis Skelly, nothing. He was manhandled at the ground, punched in the face, pushed in the face. I don't want to go over it because the game's gone, but it just makes you wonder why there's one rule for, as we know, and one rule for us.
Yeah, I think we'll stay away from conspiracies because we have talked of death, and they just keep popping up. But definitively, I put a piece of paper on the line, and unfortunately, he was onside. So there's no reason not to trust me.
I'm doing it now with my bit of paper.
Do it. Trace it. Trace the.
What angle are you doing it at?
So you have to trace the line of the pitch.
I know. I am.
Yeah, well, that's it. Do that line.
It's very close.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
very close.
And that picture doesn't help, by the way. It's pixelated like shit. But then again, it is literally VAR footage. We're in 2025, but they're still using 144p. It's brilliant. It's like standard definition stuff.
It's just someone sat in the VAR room going, "I've got Liverpool to be 2-0 ahead, and then Arsenal will come back at 2-2." It's not joke.
Conspiracy, love it.
Leave it. We'll leave it there then.
We'll move on from conspiracies. But yeah, sorry. The second goal, I thought it was a terrific pass from Salah. By the way,
that's what he does. When does Saka do that?
You're right. That's a good point, actually. I don't remember him sending a ball like that.
No, he doesn't. Like Salah does that. He sets up and he scores wonder goals. Saka scores wonder goals.
But he doesn't really set up yet.
No, his crosses more than anything, aren't they? They're not a nice through ball, like an inch perfect defence splitting pass.
It was excellent from Salah. But yeah, with Saka, I think potentially, football maturity still to come. Salah's like what, in his 32 now?
33, yeah. And think about it, Salah was at Chelsea and was shipped out because he was shite.
So
Goes to-
at that age, at Saka's age. So again, more time obviously has to be given. Again, I know we sort of debate whether Saka's a world-class player or not. We may have different metrics on how we measure that, but to do what Salah has done, that's a world-class player.
Yeah.
And again, obviously he's only 23. Still, Salah's got 10 years on him. That's a few trophies. That's a lot of goals in between. So, there's a lot learned from him. And I'm hoping that Saka is humble enough humble enough to actually just carry on learning, and rather than go, well, that's it, like Vinicius. Well, people talking about me, so that means I'm good. No, you need to actually play good football, because perception changes fucking quickly.
Yeah.
Instantaneously changes. Look at Odegaard. Like, literally 2 weeks ago, I was saving him. I was like, yo, what the fuck you talking about? Martin's my boy. Now it's
Martin,
Martin, I want to have a word with you. Can I have a chat with you, please, in the back room, you twat? but yeah, so second goal, 2-0. And again, I don't think I started watching it by that point. No, I think I started watching it after the goals, because I was just bored. I was like, fuck it, I'll put it on. But so 2-0. Again, because you watched it, what do you think? Do you think that was just over at that point?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely?
100% game over. I think I went outside. Obviously, the sun was shining. Went outside. I thought, you know what? Mrs. said to me, what's happened? I said, it's over. She said, what? It's over. I said, it's half time, but it's over. And she was like, oh, right.
Terrible.
Right. Well, they never win anything. Support someone else, as women do. Support someone else.
Yeah, she says the same thing. She goes, what are you guys doing like this? Do you know what I mean?
Never win anything.
Yeah, you guys are embarrassing. How do you not win anything? You've got a good team. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's a good job I do these podcasts, right? Because, she would have been thrown at a wall. God damn it. No, so yeah, 2-0. And yeah, like I said, I was following it with, through flash scores. As soon as I saw that second goal, I was like, all right, see you later. End of story. But fortunately, it was not end of story, was it?
I saw, obviously, but I'm probably like you. I didn't celebrate.
Oh, no.
When Martinelli scored, it was just like, all right. And the wife came and said, oh, it's very quiet in here. And I was like,
oh, you guys scored? Oh, why don't you celebrate? Like,
exactly. Yeah, I know.
I'm an Arsenal fan. We don't celebrate.
We don't.
First of all, we've got nothing to celebrate for. And second of all, when we celebrate, we get told off. So we can't win. Literally and figuratively.
Absolutely.
Can't win. Okay. The jokes on this podcast tonight are just fire. Absolute fire. We need the extinguisher out. It really is. But yeah, so Martinelli scores, and Trossard, very nice cross. Again, he finds himself in that Gakpo situation, really, doesn't he? He's kind of there. Back post goal. So yeah, it's like, oh, Martinelli in the centre. I wonder if someone had thought of this before.
3 months ago. Or whatever. But I was quite surprised.
Yeah, since February.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was surprised that when I was looking around thinking, well, who was supposed to be marking him? Because obviously you got Van Dijk 6'12",
yeah,
and you've got Konate 9 foot. Yeah, little Martinelli's in between them both. How the hell does he do that? I mean, were they not just ready, or were they half asleep? Were they just looking at Trent? Or I don't know. It was bizarre, wasn't it? I see my voice going. What's that?
You sound like Murray Walker.
And they go, lights are out. Damon Hill.
Oh, Michael Schumacher. Okay, that's enough. Sorry, rest in peace. God rest your soul, Murray.
Poor Murray.
What a legend he was. But sorry, where were we?
We were talking about Murray Walker. I mean, Martinelli.
And Martinelli. Okay. God. Ooh,
It's a mobile chicane, Martinelli. Yeah, that's what he is, isn't it? Not Marino. Oh, getting back to mobile chicanes. Fucking Calafiori, anyway, we'll come to him.
I mean, that's it. That's all you need to say, really. We'll come back to him when he's good.
Did you see the way he was running, by the way? Oh, my God. When he was trying to track back, he'd lost the ball in midfield, and he was trying to track back. I felt embarrassed watching him.
It's kind of like a half gallop, but of a donkey. Do you know what I mean?
But I thought Marino had cement in his boots, but
he always does.
He
always does. Yeah. But Calafiori,
like kangaroos, like what's that cartoon character years ago? Not Rhubarb and Custard. Diddle-a-doo, diddle-a-doo. What's that? What was that song off? Someone in the comments will obviously remind me.
When you say a long time ago, do you mean like what, in the 80s or something like this?
Oh yeah, probably before you were born, lads.
I was going to say, I'm a 91 child.
Rhubarb. Let's have a look. What was it called? Was it rhubarb and custard? Anyway, the way he was running, fucking it was like he was like running on sand with cement in his fucking boots. Jesus Christ.
The funny thing is with these big players, like, you know, tall and stocky players, when they don't really run well, you know, they genuinely look like donkeys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's like, okay, you were a horse once, man. You were a horse of a man once. What happened to you? Now you're just a jackass.
He was that slow. Maybe he's just, I don't know, unfit or something. But
yeah, I think so. I mean, you can always tell by the run if the player doesn't have confidence in his own legs at that moment. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, if I run a bit faster, what if this goes against
his legs?
Yeah, they were someone else's legs. Yeah. They were Marino's legs, for God's sake, because Marino was not moving at all.
Fucking hell.
Speaking of Marino, obviously he got himself red carded.
Yeah, well, that just shows how shit he was, because he was desperate, wasn't he? And that was just, you know, but again, I'm blaming David.
Yeah,
for the pass out.
For the passes, yeah. He puts players under pressure, and it's becoming a problem. It really is. Because the thing is, like you've said, and we've said, and all Arsenal fans have said, it's like as soon as we are put under pressure near our zone, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, we tend to crumble. Not as bad as before, like, you know. And again, last season we were very good at that. It's this season strictly I'm talking about. That we just tend to crumble. It's like that again. Maybe there's no confidence in between players, and I think that's been very evident this season more than any other season. Do you know what I mean? Because we have had players like that where it's like, you're only playing because you have to play, because we don't have anyone else. But that doesn't mean I'm going to pass you the ball. You know, there's times with Zinchenko. There's a lot of times with Sterling. Sometimes even with Marino, it's happened. I've seen it, like especially in that midfield. Like, well, you're slowing me down now, so I'm not going to pass to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this season has been a bit more evidence of that. And I hope, and again, it just goes down to the recruitment, as we always say.
Is it Raya, or is it the players that he's passing to? Because if you could argue and say, look, if he had a Zubimendi, or if he had a Rodri, or I don't know, someone of that ilk who can control the ball, and then if he's got the back to a player and he can hold the ball up, or is it Raya not using his brain and thinking, well, why am I passing to him? He's got three players about to jump on him.
I think it's that.
Do you think it's Raya? Because I think it's a bit of a combination of both.
Well, I mean, it's probably the way that we play. It looks very rigid and strict, doesn't it? Like, you know, we don't really deviate much from that. So I think it is a combination of both, because he's thinking now, okay, I have to pass to Marino or Saliba, but his other side of the brain going, I can't pass to this guy because he's got three players around him. So what do I do? And again, that split second doubt. That's the difference between you giving a direct pass to the player that you want to and a safe pass, and just the ball swerving a tiny bit to the left, and then boom, that's it. You get tackled by their attackers. And unfortunately, it's that goes down again. That goes down to football and maturity, and it goes down to football intelligence,
ability. It's ability, isn't it? Because they're not. Yeah. He's not technically good enough to trap it quick enough. Because he, like you say, we've seen it numerous occasions. He's not a bad player, but when he's under pressure, he's technically piss poor, isn't he? You know, he's very slow. You know, he can hold the ball up not so bad on the wing.
He's a strong player to hold it up.
Yeah. But not in that position, right inside your box, for fuck's sake.
No, he's not a technical player, and then again, I just don't think that's what he was brought in for. He was brought in to be more of a destroyer midfielder. Do you know what I mean? Just like that rock in front of the defense. But unfortunately, you know, circumstances led him to play in the position that he's.
But like you say, he's got, is it 6 goals or something? He's got.
I think he made it 7 with the last league game, I think. Yeah, he scored last league game.
Can you double check? Yeah, he scored. I thought they said it was 6, and he's only 3 behind fucking Havertz, who's our top scorer. It's fucking frightening. So
for Arsenal, he's got 7 goals, 2 assists.
What about in the Prem?
Yeah, that's the Premier. So 7 goals, 2 assists. Yeah,
but so that's fucking worse.
International Cups, he's got 2 goals, 4 assists. So fucking hell, that's 6 goal involvements in 12 matches in the Champions League.
frightening, really, for a piss poor player.
I can't be mad at that.
You know,
but you say frightening though. But does it not fill you with a bit of confidence? Because like if Mourinho's doing this in the 3-month span, and he's got 9 goals and assists contributions in this span of time. Can you imagine what a younger
do you know exactly? I know. I was watching the game and I'm thinking to myself, do we need a striker? I know it sounds really stupid. We do need a striker, but I'm thinking, do we not need more creative midfielders that are going to get into the box, going to shoot more? You know, he's got enough defenders, but our creative side of it, we've got Mourinho, he's not creative. We've got Odegaard, yes, he's creative-ish. We've got Saka.
At least used to be.
Yeah. We've got Martinelli and Trossard. They're not really creative. They're not a creative type of player, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. Is it you want a player again? not saying this exact player, but you want someone like a Lamine Yamal who can create and do the runs. Semenyo is an excellent. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go back through the episodes that we've done together. I'm pretty sure I said Semenyo. Yeah, we both unbelievable player. He really is. Nico Williams. I mean, people are arguing saying, "Oh, it's going to cost too much his wages." Fuck it. I mean, Havertz is on $275,000 a week.
Bring him in.
I'd rather have Williams, but no,
bring him all in. Like, you know, with it's always. You know, like you said, with Mourinho, real quick, just to round it off, you know, he was always a makeshift secondary player, tertiary player.
That sort of. He was back up to Rice and Partey, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's what he was brought in for.
But obviously, you know, Rice has got his problem now where he's had a hamstring injury. Hopefully it's not bad. And it's come at the right time in a sense. I'll be honest. You know, I'd rather him get injured now than, you know, sort of earlier on in the season. Well, which he did anyway, didn't he? No, he just didn't. He didn't perform very well. He might as well have been injured. But yeah, so real quick on Mourinho. Interestingly, right, I'm just looking through some of his older stats for Arsenal. He's got 7 goals this season, and the last time he had that just goals, not assists, it was the 15-16 season with Osasuna. He had 7 goals, 1 assist, and he's done that with Arsenal straight away. So, well, my point is, and again, throughout looking at his player ratings on average, by the way, it's all green, all above 7s. And let's be honest, you know, there's only maybe a couple of matches this season where you think, fucking hell, that guy was awful. But most of them, he's done exactly what's been expected of him, you know, to the capacity that he can do it. Obviously, we want more. Of course we do. I want Messi's, Lamals, and Ronaldo's in my team. But for what he can do, he's doing all right. Like, this season, definitely, I cannot be mad at the addition of Mourinho, you know, in hindsight.
But if it was a player like, I don't know, say if he'd come off and Ranieri was on, we wouldn't have gone down to 10 men, and Ranieri, but we could have potentially won it because we were in the ascendancy, weren't we? We were the better team by far, and we were the only ones looking like scoring, and we nearly won it with 10. And you just think with someone else on who was a bit nimbler, who wouldn't have lunged like he did, because he had 3 players around him. You could see he couldn't get up. He was like a boxer that had been knocked down and couldn't get up. And you just think if it had been a different player, and this is the whole thing that we're going to get back to, you know, until we do sign these better players, hopefully in the summer, that, you know, this is the reason why we failed this season, because of players like him. Albeit he has done a decent job, like you say, and I'm not. That's not a negative on him. Or, you know, it's the fact that's all we've got. But you just think to yourself, if we had a couple of different players, rather than leave him on, you know, put Ranieri on. You know, I don't know.
I agree. And I think, you know, sometimes with Arteta, you know, he's proven himself that he is quite reluctant to make the changes that we want. For whatever reason, maybe he's got a different way of looking at the match, but from what we watch and the players who are effective, or the sides of the pitch that are effective, I just feel like Ranieri should have really been on. And going back to what you said, he wouldn't have lunged in. He most likely wouldn't have been in that position to be defending that. And someone else would have been there who is more capable and who is literally fitted to that position. So yeah, you're right, and I think that's the whole reason why he got that second yellow, is because he just wasn't quick enough to get up to obviously to go in for the.
It was a clear yellow and a clear red, wasn't it? To be fair.
Absolutely.
Clear second yellow.
Yeah, I can't be mad at that, to be honest. And to be honest, because it was just sort of like hovering in the background the match. I didn't even realise he was sent off until after.
Right.
I was like, wait, why was there a red card? Who got the red? So it just shows my attention span of the last couple of Arsenal league matches. It's, whatever. But it's still good, the fact that we came away with a 2-2 and it wasn't a loss.
We expected it, didn't we? I thought it could have been worse massively because he could have went 3-0 pretty much straight after the 2. We got away with it, and I just thought, you know what? If we don't get our fingers out here, this could be an embarrassing cricket score, like an 8-2 kind of Man United embarrassment years ago.
To give them a guard of honour, and then for them to beat us like 8 or 7 or whatever. I honestly wouldn't have shown my face in public. Yeah. I would burn all my Arsenal kit just so but people don't associate me. You remember like when, in the olden days where it's like, if you were a communist then people would point you out. That's what I would feel like with the Arsenal shirt, and it's red, so it kind of fits. But that's what I would do. I would burn it. That's a bit extreme, but just so people know how I would feel about that. But yeah, it could have been so much worse, and the fact that we've been to Anfield before many times and it's happened, especially during the early Klopp era, it happened a few times, more than we wanted. I'll always remember that 5-1, that goal that Firmino scored, that no-look goal. I'll always remember that, and I'll always love that player as well, which is weird because he causes so much pain. He
scored nearly every game against us, didn't he?
He was just such a good player. He really was. Yeah. But yeah, so real quick on Waneri, I don't really know why he hasn't been featuring. Was he even on the bench?
Yes.
Was he on the bench? I don't know why he hasn't been featuring, and especially in matches where it's like I said at the beginning, it is kind of dead rubber. It's like, dude, just fucking put him on. If you're taking Saka off and you put Zinchenko on at the end, why are you not putting on Waneri? But it was disappointing.
It worries me that worries me. I mean, I don't see Zinchenko being there next year. And I just think, well, why would you put him on if just put Sterling on if he or he just did it. It's Arteta's mindset of not wanting to lose. Putting a midfield stroke defender on.
And that's his philosophy, isn't it? It's like, I don't want to lose. But that doesn't mean that you should get draws either, because 38 draws in a season, that's not going to help. Do you know what I mean? That's literally
it's cost us.
That's relegation. So
how many draws have we had? Is it 14 or something?
I think we're on. This was the 15th draw, I believe.
Was it?
1 second, please. Stand by. Oh God, where is it? Form. Oh, I don't even know.
It just makes you think that if we'd have went for it in all of those draws, we would, because obviously Newcastle have got one less win than us or something like that, and there are the same amount of wins.
Yeah, they are very, very. So in terms of, hold on. So they are 2 points behind us.
2 points behind, but we've had how many draws? And if we'd have turned those draws into wins, how closer would we have been? Liverpool, yes, we might have lost, but so what? We would have been closer if we'd have went for it when we didn't.
Yeah.
Was it 14 draws or 15 draws or something? I can't remember.
I'm trying to get the bloody. I might as well just go on the Premier League website. Why am I being upset about this? Stats. Where are we? Oh my God. But yeah, with Waneri, whilst we're on it, like I said, it's very, very worrying that.
Sorry, there we go. I've got him up there. So we've drawn 14.
14.
Right.
Okay.
Newcastle have won more than us.
That's horrible. That is absolutely horrible.
Yeah. We've got the same amount of wins as Forest, who are in 7th. But because we've drawn 14, that sort of pisses you right off, because that's his negativity. Yeah, he thought, we haven't got any strikers, but so what? Just go for it. And, them draws could have turned into wins. And this is the Waneri, getting back to Waneri. Obviously, he had to play when Odegaard wasn't fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've won 18, drawn 14, lost 4.
And then you look at Newcastle, 120, drawn 6, and lost 10.
We've lost 10 and only 2 points behind.
It's still 2 points.
Yeah, and they potentially,
terrible,
which we will discuss, go second if they beat us. And I can see them beating us, can you?
We have literally, us, Chelsea, Villa and Forest have got exactly the same wins, but they have exactly the same losses and draws.
Exactly. I know.
Which is, and again, that just goes to show that nothing good can come from draws. right? Like
100%.
genuinely. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, okay, we didn't lose. Yeah, okay, great, but you have lost 2 points. So yes, we have lost. That's 2 points that we've lost. There. So that's that.
We've regressed.
So I saw the stat that I saw today was comparing us with Liverpool was something like we have dropped 21 points from winning positions. They have dropped 13
from winning positions. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have. What is it? We gained 13 from winning positions, and they gained 22 or some shit. Like I can't remember how the stat worked, but it was very reverse basically to where we are. So
yeah, which is the issue that we know about. What we're not going to talk about.
Of course.
Did you see the other stat, which is totally pointless, which showed us with 241 points, Man City with 245, and Liverpool with 221 over the last 4 seasons or something daft. It was
about like 5 seasons, 5 seasons.
Yeah, I was trying. There was a stat on Sky Sports, and I thought it was a totally irrelevant stat because we were 4 points. We've got 4 points less than Man City, who've won like 4 in a row.
Yeah, that was meant to make me feel better from Sky. Thank you, Sky.
Yeah, we've been unlucky. That's all it says, effectively.
Yeah, well,
I know Liverpool have won 2, and Man City won 4. We won none.
Is that unlucky? I don't know. I don't know whether I can say unlucky to that, because then that just takes away from everything that's wrong with our team right now.
Yeah, but we know that. We've been saying that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know,
it's a terrible way for any Arsenal fan to look at that. But when you consider the last 5 years,
I hate all these shit fucking stats.
Consider the last 5 years, we've won 1 FA Cup. But get over it. End of story.
The worst stat that I hear, which you'll have probably seen, the fact is that Arsenal are unbeaten against the top 6 in 5,000 minutes or something stupid like that. We haven't lost in so many games.
Great, but there's another 20. No, there's another like 16 teams or something. Or what is it, like 13 teams to beat, which we are struggling against. So it's I don't really care for too much for these crazy stats, to be honest with you. And,
No.
And obviously, the whole XG thing, it's just like, no, I don't want to hear it. Especially after the whole PSG 2 legs. Oh well, Arsenal had like close to 4 XG, but we scored 1 goal.
Yeah.
We scored 1 goal. Like, your XG means nothing. It just basically means that Arsenal needs someone to finish the fuck.
I don't.
Sorry.
So we had rewind. We had 75% possession yesterday against Liverpool in the first 15 minutes of the second half or something like that. Do you see that?
I know
we scored from it, which is great, but
I'm not surprised at those type of stats, because that's something that we have always in our locker, to keep possession.
Yeah.
Always. That's never been a struggle. It's like we've got that down to a T. It's like, okay, now let's just go on to the next step. Score the goal. Yeah. But it's funny, because I was talking to a mate of mine who is a Chelsea fan, and he was cursing the shit out of Maresca. And it's funny because he said the same thing that we have against Arteta, where it's like he doesn't change matches too often. He's very rigid in his system. And is it just this thing that Pep does to like?
It's both Pep sort of prodigies, aren't? Well, not prodigies, whatever they are.
They've learned one thing from Pep. They've carried that over. In the meantime, Pep's changed like 4 or 5 times and recycled it. Do you know what I mean? So it's all well and good being taught by a great coach, but they need to realize that you need to have your own personality.
Yeah.
Like Arteta, does he have his own personality? Not really, because he reminds me a lot of Pep. And I don't like that.
Yeah, very quickly, let me ask you, name me 3 number 2s in the Premiership.
Excuse me? Number 2?
Excuse me? Name me 3 number 2s. I'll name you 1, which is that fucking tit from Newcastle, right?
Oh, the guy who's always like in the picture and the camera.
Proper knob.
You're just talking about like in terms of football and like not physical football and ability, but like the
number 2, like Arteta was Pep's number 2, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. So there's that guy from Man City. I can't remember what his name is. The old guy with the white hair. He's always there. He's the number 2 for City. And to be honest, I haven't really paid that much attention to number 2s. I'm all about number 1.
Okay, all right. Name me Number one, number two.
Yeah, well, number two in this case, probably number 3 or 4. Anyway, yes, go on.
Name me some number ones, like who were kind of new to the game.
Coaches. Well, we've got 2 of our former players, Wilshere and Ramsey.
They were in the Premiership.
Oh, in the Premiership. Okay, no.
I am going somewhere with this.
There is Slot, obviously.
No, I'm on about. He was a manager in another country. Fresh managers, new managers.
Fresh out, you mean? Oh,
As in
okay,
Dougie
sorry.
Fresh.
Isn't that guy from Brighton? What's his name? Is he fresh?
Hertzler.
Yeah, Hertzler, something like that. Yeah.
I think he might have had one season in like a pretty like an Austrian.
Oh, okay,
league
so he's got some. What about Iraola? Bournemouth?
No, he's come from like Spain. I'm sure he has.
Did he? Ah, shit. In that case, then I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Van Nistelrooy. I know he was in PSV, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was at PSV, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Feyenoord, I think, wasn't it?
Feyenoord, yeah. He's relatively new.
Yes. But you know, they got relegated.
I'm trying to think who else. Who else? What I'm trying to allude to, right? Okay, so just take Van Nistelrooy for instance, right?
Yeah.
Manager of Leicester. Mm-hmm. Put him. I know he did Man United briefly. Mm-hmm. Put him in charge of Arsenal. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between him and Arteta, given the fact that Arteta's had 750 million, right? And obviously put Arteta at Leicester's team. What I'm trying to give an example of is, I'm going to ask the question: is Arteta the right man? Because I've got I know you don't like me going back to it, but I'm just trying to give Arteta. I'm trying to give an argument for him. I'm trying to think, why would we want him as a manager?
Okay, right. First of all,
let me just
go on.
Let me just say what obviously Schmeichel has said. I don't know if you've seen the post by Schmeichel, what he's mentioned. He says, so basically this is Schmeichel's words. What I'm saying is he was employed as a head coach. He inherited the team, and that team is the only team that he's won a trophy with. So I'm trying to think of, so I'm putting Van Nistelrooy in this position when he moved in, yeah. Then it's his own team, and then in the process he's now changed the job description, so he's now the manager. Okay. Everything is on him. It's not recruitment. It's not the board. Whenever the fans get the opportunity to do it, watch him in the technical area. Arteta is a control freak. He wants his players to play the ball that he wants. And if you remember before, I was talking about how certain players have kind of regressed under him. And my worry is that a great player, if they come in, he might take that over, and he continues. He says Arteta's a control freak. He wants his players to play the ball that he wants. He's directing everything. You look across to Arne Slot, who's so calm. He's instructed his players in training, instructed the players in the team talk. Hang on. Arteta is still playing the game for the players, and that would confuse the hell out of me as a football player, that you had a coach that wants to direct me for everything I do. It would confuse the hell out of me. And I know what you're thinking, but my argument is, as much as what he's done to Arsenal, he's brought us back to that level. But if you put anyone else in that position with that amount of money in 5-6 years, surely you should have more to show for it. Personally, that's me. I mean, you might be a big Arteta fan. I'm still, the jury's out for me. I'm 50-50 with him. I'm happy with what he's doing. I think he's done a fantastic job so far, but certain decisions throughout the seasons has just a few bits of doubts have crept in. Just purely the fact is that when you look at certain decisions throughout the games that we've either took players off, obviously Partey at right back, etc. The stubbornness. And just his mentality, really. I don't know. He's very strict now. I kind of get Schmeichel's point. I don't agree with him totally, but I don't know what you see it as.
With Slot, he inherited a team that was primed to win leagues because, again, that's the state that Klopp left it in.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Right? So any comparison between Slot first season and Arteta, right? They need to realize that Arteta, this is his 5th season, right? And he brought a team that were just fucking terrible, from not just from the players, but like inside and out. The whole club was disgusting. Like, you know, from the owners, everything that they did during the whole fucking COVID and Super Cups or whatever it is, he came in the middle of that. And the way that he steadied that ship, and he brought in young players, Smith Rose, the Sakas, Maneri now, but I'm just saying, like, he did something that no other manager was probably willing or would have been given the time to do. Obviously, it helped that, you know, he was a student of Pep. He was a former Arsenal player. He was the club captain. So yes, that obviously helped with his, you know, with his appointment. But you could say the same about Van Nistelrooy. You know, Man United hired him, even though temporarily. What did he do? He didn't do anything. He failed. He wasn't ready for that challenge because
he only had 6 games or something.
I'm not. Obviously, I'm not going to compare the two, because that's definitely not fair on Van Nistelrooy. But I'm just saying, like, you know, they were not willing to give him the time of day, even though he was one of their better players during the 21st century. They were not willing to give him that time to be like, right, okay, well, there you go. There's the trust. Now build the team, okay? So, no, definitely Van Nistelrooy would not have done what Arteta has done for the team. Absolutely no way. I do not agree with that.
But, I'll just quickly interject there. Emery brought Saka through and Martinelli, and look what Arteta done with Emile Smith-Rowe. He's fucked him off.
Look what Arteta did with Saka. He changed him from left wing back to a right winger, and one of the best right wingers in the league.
He was always right wing.
He wasn't though. He was left back.
He played left back briefly.
For a while, that's how he started. Remember, with the 77 shirt. He was a left wing back, because I remember I was a bit surprised when I saw him at right wing. Like, you know, whenever it came about, I was like, fucking hell, that's a bit of a massive change. What's going on here? But it happened. Look, I'm not saying that Arteta is the guy that brought Saka in and he discovered him. No. But I'm just saying, like, he gave him that chance, and, you know, it paid off because Saka looked after him, you know, throughout the beginning of his tenure. Saved his bacon, really, you know. I don't think Van Nistelrooy would have done anywhere near.
I think that was the only one example, because that's the only person I could think of that was kind of a fresh manager that had little experience, whereas Arteta has been given this massive job with fucking no experience, and he's only been a number 2, and this is part of the fact where his downfall is because he's only learnt one way under Pep. Yes, it was great, but he's become too like Pep and not flexible enough. Yeah. And a more experienced manager would be flexible, like an Inzaghi or someone daft like that. I don't know. That's all. That's my only gripe, my only beef with him.
I agree, but then when you look at the other players who turned managers in the first season, who were successful? Really?
Yeah, Steven Gerrard.
Gerrard wasn't.
No, yeah.
What's his
Lampard.
face? Lampard. Yeah, he failed many times.
Yeah.
Rooney failed.
Neville.
Obviously, maybe Neville failed. The only one really that you could say is probably Xabi Alonso. That obviously did very well in the beginning. But again, would that have been the same? Would they have given him the same time as they have given Arteta? You know, I don't know. I'm not sure on that. But as a first-time coach, I think not only has he been the coach, but he deserves the title of manager, because he has looked after that team. He has nurtured not just the team, but the whole squad.
Do you think
there's a way for us to go forward to actually, you know, be a bit more, you know, hopeful about what can happen. And he even said at the beginning, he said it's a 5-year plan. We are approaching the end of the 5-year, coming up to the 6th year. So for me, as I've said, and I'm not going to change my mind on this, I will give him until the end of next season.
Yeah, I'm the same.
If he doesn't win, and this shit happen this season, then yes, please push him out, bring someone else in with more experience, whatever it is. But yeah, that's the only time I'd make that decision. But there's, you know, in no right state of mind can I sit here and badmouth Arteta. I just can't do it. He's provided us, at least for the last 2 seasons, with some of the best football and chances that we could have ever, that we hadn't seen for many years, since probably 11-12, before Van Persie left.
Do you think though that would you rather have the stability that we've had now for the last 3 years, or would you rather have a bit of a chaotic few seasons, but winning the Premiership?
I mean, yeah, obviously, you know, the trophies and the silverware, that's always going to take precedence over everything else, you know. So, but at the same time, you've seen what Chelsea have become, or what became of Chelsea, especially last season and the season before, when they just went through 5 managers before May. So no, I do not want that. I never wanted that, and that's something that again sort of arises from the chaotic seasons, you know, because that's how Chelsea have won most of their titles, apart from the initial Mourinho era. You know, with Conte, it was all chaotic shit. After that, they dropped. They got a new manager. They went. So again, it's not sustainable, and it's shown now. Obviously, it's a bit unfortunate. It's a bit unfortunate that Roman Abramovich, obviously, you know, whatever happened to him. But you know, if he was still there, Chelsea would have been probably a steadier team. But yeah, I don't think I wanted that for Arsenal, to be honest. I'm happier with what Arteta's done. But I'm not saying that, you know, this is it. This is
you can't sit there and say you're happy that the fact is we've stabilised, but we haven't won anything. You can't be, because I'm not. And now my argument, and I'm not. I don't know what the right or wrong answer is with Arteta, because
he's gone. Wait, Stevie. Try again. You just disappeared there for a second.
I'm saying.
Yeah, go for it.
I can't. The jury's out. It's 50-50. But there's one overriding statistic that I can't give him any. What's the word? I can't give him any leniency because of it. Now listen to this. Right.
Do it.
This is I won't tell you who it's from. See if you can suss it out. So I've been arguing this all season, and these are not my words, it's someone else's, but this is what I believe. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous that they have left Mikel Arteta, which we talk about, or Mikel Arteta's left himself so short. So obviously talking about the striker situation. They've spent 750 million and signed one striker.
That sounds like Carragher, to be honest, or Mercer or some shit.
No, it's. I think it's Neville.
But no, it can't be Neville. He was the one who had us winning the league at the beginning. No way he's changed his mind like that. But yeah, I mean, that was obviously my first guess, by the way. But I didn't want to believe it.
But my argument is I'm 50-50 with Arteta, but I can't let someone get away with that, because another manager who had a bit more about them within the 6 years that they've been in the club and spent that much money would have signed a striker or more. They would have seen the glaring deficiencies. I think it might have been Shearer, actually. Do you know what? I think it was Shearer. That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right, to be honest. Because Shearer, his argument was, the fact is that why would Arteta not sign a striker? But even they don't know, and that's what we were saying, weren't we? You were saying, I think, well, what would any manager not want a striker? But even they don't know, and these are players that are like close to football in general, aren't they? Like with the teams and stuff.
Yeah, they've got an ear to the ground and stuff. Yeah.
So I think, what's your thoughts?
No, I get you, and again, unfortunately, you can't really defend that, and that's why I think this, like we said, this is going to be the biggest summer transfer window for Arsenal Football Club. Whatever happens this summer will dictate obviously how the rest of the season goes. If this summer we end with 3 midfielders, 2 right backs and 2 centre backs, and absolutely no creative or wingers or strikers, sack him on the spot. Sack him before the season starts. Soon as August transfer window, like summer transfer window closes, slam shut, you fucking tell him to slam the door on your way out, mate. No, I said to you, I can't. That's where I draw the line. I'm sorry, but no, absolutely not. If right, because I don't want to start shouting, because it is literally 10:30 and there's neighbours around and shit. But honestly, if we start a brand new season off the back of this one, with no striker or creative or wing players, right? I'm sorry, but I will have to burn all of my Arsenal belongings and then fucking take it to Arteta and burn his car.
Agree.
Because he is Honestly, that would be the biggest slap in the face to the fans, because unfortunately, it's like the way that I'd look at it in that situation would be, well, you're just taking the piss out of us now. You know how emotional we are as fans about this certain point, and you're still not doing it. And it's like, right, I don't care whose fault it is, you're going. Because if it's not your fault, but you are not fighting hard enough to get the striker, or you're not proving hard enough that you need a striker, then you're not doing your job properly. If the board is doing this, then fuck it. You're a decent manager. I'm sure someone else will hire you. Yeah. Someone else will hire you. No problem. Then the next person that's going to come in, they're going to start from beginning again. And then that's where you get you lose your Salibas, you lose your Odegaards, you lose your fucking, probably Zubamendi when he comes in, or all the big players. Or the Havertz, for example. Because, again, these players like Arteta. They like the coach. They like the manager, and it's proven because they've played for him. Again, this season, I think it's an outlier because of the injuries and the buffoonery that went on from the referees. That's right, I'm going with buffoonery. Shithousery.
I love it. Yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no. Like I say, I'm not totally Arteta out. I'm just so undecided, and maybe
I'm reaching for the handle. Do you know what I mean? I haven't opened the door, but I'm reaching for the handle.
The thing is, though, do you think this is as much as it's as stupid as it sounds, and is it going to be too much pressure now? Because everyone knows that it's win or bust.
Yeah.
And isn't that going to be short? It's going to be too much pressure than it was last season.
Well, that's unfortunately his problem, because he shouldn't have put himself in that position.
Well, yeah.
He had two fucking windows. He had two fucking windows to prove himself, that he wasn't going to keep the team short.
Yeah. They're all into this psychology in it, which is massive in the game. So surely we must have thought, look, if we don't sign a striker, all the media is going to be talking, like they all are now, that he has to win something. And if he gets the strikers, then how much pressure? They should have just went and got Ollie Watkins. Fucking hell. Are we going to be sat here in a year's time saying the same shit?
No.
Seriously?
No,
honestly?
No, because I'd be in jail for burning out that
jail. I'll be talking to you like on Skype or something.
Yeah. This is a collect call from His Majesty's prison. I love it. Look, obviously we've got plenty of time to analyse the summer and what Arteta can and can't do, and his shortfalls and whatnot. But I think we'll leave it there. If you've got nothing else to add for the weekend, or anything interesting that you want to...
When are we just going to do predictions for the weekend, or do you want to do one... When do we play Sunday, is it? Is it Sunday at 4:30?
We'll be back on Thursday evening, or Friday evening, whichever one.
Okay. No, that's it.
We'll do the predictions. That'll probably be a quicker episode. We'll do predictions, a quick chat, we'll see what's going on leading up to the game.
Yes. We'll do Friday or something like that, yeah.
Cool, sounds good. And there you go, people. We've just made the plans, so do stay tuned and hit the likes and the subscribes and the follows, all that kind of nice stuff. Leave some comments. Right,
easy boy.
Stay safe, stay alert.